Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. This is going to be a mid-month reading for Cancer. Hello, Cancer. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. All right, friends, welcome to mid-August. Hopefully you're happy, safe, and healthy wherever you are. I hope you're able to support and provide that for other people around you who you know and love. Let's all be good to each other, friends, because, you know, there's so many things and so many energies that would influence us to do the opposite, okay? Alright guys, no announcements, so let's just go ahead and get into it. Anything you want is in the description box already, friends. So if you want the timestamp, it's down there. If you want the information on how to purchase a personal reading with me, it is down there as well. If you have a question before you place an order with me, just email me at the same address and I will answer you as soon as I can. Also down there is the link to my Instagram if you want to follow me over there. It is EmpathicFire Tarot, okay? Anything else? No, it's quite an easy month. So let's get into it. For Cancer, please, I want to see mid-month messages for Cancer, mid-August messages for Cancer at this time. Please show me. No. Five of Swords. Mid-month messages for Cancer. Oh, Five of Pentacles. Okay. Some repeating energies in the collective, it feels like. That just came out for Scorpio's reading. Okay. And okay, so if you're dealing with a Scorpio, you might want to check out their reading because they had these two cards and then that's their major arcana. So, Cancer, let's see here. Now, I'm just going to note that. I don't think I'm going to keep it. But I was just, when I move the cards around in this type of reading, I'm just doing it automatically. It's possibly a channeling. So this Five of Swords is separate. And then these two, I place them together. So that might mean something for you guys down the line. For now, they want me to keep it. No. They were like, no, change that. So we separated. Okay. So, pardon me. Five of Swords. The focusing has been so terrible today. Five of Swords. Please focus. Thank you. Five of Swords. Five of Pentacles. And again, the Death card, major arcana for Scorpio. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. You do not have to be. It is still a general message. All right. So changes are absolutely occurring. Fives in tarot speak to changes and challenges, also sometimes chaos or confusion and just like a whole bunch of mess, like a bunch of, crap that we don't want to deal with. In particular for you, Cancer, it feels like maybe you've had a falling out with someone. Could be, whoever's represented by the Death energy, or they're like, or that's the end. So in some of your cases, like I said, you could have had a disagreement, very volatile, very explosive in some of your cases. Others of you, it's just like a dismantling of things. It's like a slow, like things slowly degraded over time, potentially with that Five of Pentacles in the middle. But, in totality, Cancer, as it pertains to you or the other person, it can go vice versa, but I'm going to address it as if this is happening to you or you're the main character here in the story. I feel like a growing pains kind of energy. And it doesn't mean that you're young and, life is handing you lemons and you're meant to make lemonade out of it per se. I think no matter how old you are or no matter what the situation is, I think you're expected by the universe, spirit, God, whatever you believe in or don't believe in, you're expected to turn the corner here, or you're expected to, in some way, come out better in the long run. For the now or for the most recent part of this situation, this relationship, in some of your cases, maybe this is a mindset or something that you're dealing with personally. You have felt defeated twice. Twice you felt defeated, or at least in two significant ways or very impactful ways, if not distinctly two. You feel defeated. In some of your cases, you may feel defeated in a social setting, in a social or excuse me, in an interpersonal relationship. You see one person is handling all the swords, and you've got his enemies lying on the battlefield, and one person in the background, looking like they're crying and they're very, very sad and they're very upset. But you can see the sunlight breaking in the background. So it's like a hollow victory for whoever this is. Again, I'm going to address it as if like you're one of the unfortunately dead or crying people in the background, Cancer, although you could very well be the person holding all the swords. But this is like, in some of your cases, feeling cast out, feeling rejected from a social situation. You may have, it could be, and that's where I think maybe some of you contextually might need to take this with a grain of salt. Let's say there was a big event. I mean, your birthday season happened over the summer. Maybe someone else's had something to celebrate over the summer, right? Or whenever, at some point in 2020, or even 2019, whenever this happened. But I'm getting a sense of like a gathering and invitations were sent out. But Cancers got lost in the mail, or Cancer just happened to not be invited to this event. And you may have come away feeling some type of way about that. You may have felt defeated, stabbed in the back potentially, as like this person here who's lying on the ground, or you could have been on your knees. Well, hopefully not literally, but you could have been really, really sad about that. That's just an example. And I keep getting the sense of like bigger picture, or crying over spilled milk is another thing that we talk about, or not here. We talk about that here. No, we don't talk about it there. We talk about the Five of Cups. Either way, there is this sense of crying almost over nothing. Because in some of your cases, Cancer, this is what they're telling me to kind of keep in mind, is you're taking it personally. And in some of your cases, it's not personal at all. You're like, of course it is. I didn't get my invitation. It didn't have my name on it. Or, all the invitations went out to particular people. Let's just say, for whatever reason, whatever the event was, or whatever it is you wanted to be included in, the reason for your exclusion was possibly for your protection. And that would make a lot of sense, considering we are in the middle of a pandemic. Now, I'm not trying to make light of it, and I'm not trying to say, screw how you feel, Cancer, or, forget how you feel, boo-hoo. I'm not mocking you or downplaying it, but it's just like literally there might be an actual sound reason as to why you have been sort of left out of the or cut out of the loop, something like that. Okay. In other of your cases, it does feel very typical. Interesting. Typical. Where you might be, in some of your cases, this is for a few, not for everybody, where you may have given someone like a second chance or a third chance, fourth, sixth, eighth, however many chances. And someone, again, may have made a fool of you, made a mockery of you. They basically preyed on your trusting heart. They trade on they use their words, since this is swords, they use their words, their craft, their cunning to kind of win you over. And you may feel as though you've betrayed yourself in the situation, right? So basically feeling like you're at a loss, whether it's because someone has excluded you, or you feel excluded from a situation, or a social engagement, or some type of connection, right? Or someone manipulated their way back into your life, or manipulated you to a point where you feel you've let yourself down. I was being a bonehead, and I did this, something like that. Okay. Five of Pentacles next to it. Now, this may have had some financial implications for some of you, or it might be affecting your home life. Okay. In the sense of where that's like really direct. Some of you may have trusted someone with your money, and they basically skipped town on you. You may have needed that money to pay bills, to pay rent. You may have needed that money for other types of expenses that, need to be taken care of. And you are absolutely either, I don't want to say you're penniless, but you're hurting financially, and you're trying, you're pulling at all avenues with all resources to try to recoup what you've lost. So that's like for like a specific person, where you dealt with someone either in a in a official capacity, as you trusted them as a lawyer, an advisor, or something like that, or as a friend or someone that you're close with who, maybe had a sob story for you, or maybe had all these great business plans. If you give me your money, you give me 500, I'll turn it into 5 grand, give me 2 weeks, something like that. And you trusted this person and they left you in the lurch. So that's for a few of you. More to the point, this Five of Pentacles is, what is this in my eye? Go away. I think that might have been an eyelash. Hold on. Sorry. Okay. I think we're good. Crisis averted. Maybe that plays. Maybe some of you are trying to avoid a crisis, or you've been put in a crisis. This, I think, for most of you is just talking about your self-worth or how you view your prospects at this time. If this is about trying to, get a firm footing in your finances or in your career, you might feel, this, whatever transpired in this Five of Swords kind of leaves you, having to make up some groundwork, having to go the extra mile to prove yourself, to prove that you're worthy or prove that you're qualified, right? In other cases, if it's not about finances or job, it is just how you feel emotionally in this situation, or how you feel that you can show up emotionally, period. Whether it be with this specific person or a group of people, or just how you show up to yourself. I feel a lack of confidence. I feel a lack of security. I feel a lack of perspective. Like I said earlier, seeing the bigger picture, trying not to be subjective in the situation, which is hard for any human being to do. We live a very subjective experience here on Earth. And, it's easy to forget about, the interconnectedness of all of us, whatever you believe in or don't believe in. Okay. I'm just going to leave it at that. But, so there's a lack here. And in some of your cases, it's in reaction to seeing someone else presumably look like a winner. Because that's the other thing about the Five of Swords. It's a shallow or hollow victory. It might not last long, or, again, it's at a cost, because this guy's standing there proudly with the swords, but look at all the other people, presumably people that he knew, he may have respected, he may have been friends with, and now they're out of his life, or he's taken them out of his life, and possibly in a sacrificial type of way. And, what good is the world without friends or, connections, yeah? So I think, Cancer, you are meant to transcend this situation. You are meant to get over it. And not in like a, cavalier way. Just get over it, Cancer. Just forget about it. But, okay, thank you. They're like, there is something here about release. The Death card is about death and transformation, or rebirth. Aspects of Scorpio being transformative. What once was can no longer be. You dead that shit. You dead the relationship. You dead these aspects of yourself, these traits of yourself, these quirks that you have, or these tendencies rather, not quirks, but these tendencies that you have. And you evolve, or you transcend them, you transmute them perhaps. Whatever ways you can perceive that, or whatever ways that sounds feasible or practical to you, that I think is what you're meant to do. Or that is what the universe is kind of, they're kind of like nudging you a little to the right. Okay, a little back to the left. Okay, there you go. It's like trying to align you with this step up, leveling up. And I feel that's really meant for you, Cancer. Any other person involved, if they want to be about that life, if they want to be about that, ascension process, they may do so. But the bigger part of the message is that it's not going to be comfortable. Any type of change tends to be uncomfortable if you think about it, right? Think about your life and how you've progressed in your life. Most people, not all, go through some, like I said earlier, growing pains. Didn't I say that in this reading, or was it another reading? I can't even remember. But I think I said it for this reading. Growing pains. I don't know many adults of any age at any stage in their life where there wasn't something that happened to them physically, mentally, emotionally, just naturally through nature itself that wasn't, easy to deal with. Biggest thing that we can all point to is puberty. Just as an example, I'm not saying like you're going through puberty, Cancer. If you are, you'd be one of my younger viewers, but you could be 60 years old, but recall back to what it was like when you were a teenager, how awkward you felt, how maybe you felt uncomfortable, if you're a female, developing your body, or even males developing, certain developments in your body, when you're a kid, even younger, think about like losing your teeth. That can be kind of shocking and jarring for a person. So that's what I mean. It's like, it's naturally not going to feel good going through this change and transformation, letting go. Because again, with this release is here. Because that's the thing about death also, it's a release. You let go of what was and replace it with what is going to be, or what is in the moment, right? So Cancer, it's not going to be fun, but you can handle it. You can handle it. So further information regarding the situation for Cancer. Further information for Cancer. Yes, heal it up. Heal it. Get that balance. Temperance card. Major Arcana for Scorpio. Or excuse me, Sagittarius. Further information for Scorpio regarding the situation. Am I hungry? Possibly. God knows I don't eat I don't eat regularly. That's sad. Anyway, further information for Cancer. 5 of Cups. Come on now. So, I don't know who else you're dealing with. Friends, family. I don't know how many people it is, who they are in relation to you. But if they are here, they might be feeling this too. I get a slight like a slight little sprinkle that things are not as sunshiny and bountiful or easy for them. Because again, this 5 of Swords, if it's them, if that's the other person or the other side of the situation, it feels like they're winning for now, or it looks like that for now. But given that 3 5s came out, 5 5 5, okay, that might be a synchronicity for some of you. I just don't think they're as comfortable as they might be looking or sounding as you might think they are. But again, I'm not talking to them, I'm talking to you, right? And they're not really factoring in too much here, but they want me to acknowledge that for some of you Cancers, you're thinking that this person is walking a charmed life where they're just like singing, happy songs all day and all night. No. And that's not, and again, that shouldn't be your concern, even though I think as a friend, a family member, whatever your relationship is, it feels like for most of you, you care about this person, you like them, you genuinely don't have too much of a gripe with them. I think, yes, Cancer, your gripe feels to be with life itself. You seem to be annoyed, angry, hurt by yourself, what you believe is like what you are due, whatever, how you perceive yourself as being, sort of what you receive in life. Some of you feel unlucky. Some of you feel like, you're not talented enough, you're not smart enough, you're not rich enough, you're not this enough. Lack mentality. Thank you. And you're kind of also equating that, or some of you are equating that to the universe punishing you. Challenge yourself to see beyond that, okay? I think I said that again in this reading. Bigger picture, okay? Temperance, maybe, is where that bigger picture comes from. Because this is, again, major arcana for Sagittarius. You could be dealing with a Sag, but you don't have to be. Sagittarius is associated with the 9th house. And 9th house is about exploring larger philosophies surrounding life, surrounding existence, possibly exploring religious or spiritual practice, and finding possible rhyme and reason in it, and not necessarily rhyme and reason like the truest of answers for all people. No. The true answer for the self. What is your truth? What is your what can be underscored, or what can be gleamed by acknowledging your reality, something like that. And so I sense that some of you Cancers are on a path of self-discovery, or that would help you at this time. But at the same time, you're sentimental. We are living a human experience. We can't be in the ether all the time. We can't be in the cosmos all the time. We can't be thinking day in, day out, 24/7 about what our spiritual life is all about. we are all regularly very grounded and observing things in this space. And when you are in that time, that headspace, you get this Five of Cups energy. So here it is, crying over spilled milk, which is what I said earlier about the Five of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. But here's the real one, crying over spilled milk. So some of you are feeling like you've lost a friend, a confidant, a lover, a partner, what have you, and you'll never have that person and or that feeling again. You'll never bond with another person like that again. You'll never feel whatever you felt when you were with them, or whatever you felt when you were working with them, whatever you felt when you were able to trust them. You know, some of you might still be in contact with this person. I'm not sensing that this is severed for several of you. You could be sitting next to this person right now while you're watching or listening to this, right? But you feel apart from them, and you're in the majority of your cases, you're just like, oh, that's over, that's ended. Remember, death is about endings, yes, but it's also about transformation. It's also about going from one thing to another, or one phase or one way of being to another. So I don't want to get anybody's hopes up, but there's this feeling like some of you are like, I'll never have that again. Probably not true. You know, just given the patterns and the cycles of life, that's probably not true. I want to caution those who are like, you want it with a specific person. Maybe that is increasing this feeling with the triple fives of crying over spilled milk, of feeling as if you've got nothing to offer, or like life, luck, fate is against you. It could be because you're so fixated on having what you had with one person and it being that specific person. Yeah. That's easy to do, number one. Not easy to forget. It's easy to get into that mindset. It's easy to fixate on one person, that person. Could be a friend, you know, relationship. A romantic relationship. It doesn't have to be. It could be any type of relationship. But if you're hoping for a reconciliation, you're hoping to get back what you had, maybe that's it. The Temperance here. You can't have what was in the past, because the past is over with. In terms of our linear experience here on Earth, that is over with. There's no chance that you can get that exact moment or that exact period of time back. If you're thinking back to the beginnings of a relationship where you and a friend, you know, maybe met in college and it was just so much fun, and, you know, you both ended up, you know, majoring in the same, doing the same major. So you took a lot of courses together, did a lot of parties together, a lot of pub crawls together, whatever. You can't do that when you're 55. You're not in college. You're not, you know, a spring chicken anymore. You just can't have that again. So it's like trying to capture like lightning in a bottle. And it's just like, that's going to lead to this consistent disappointment. Okay? So release that, maybe. Let's get some advice for Cancer, and then we're going to wrap up. Advice for Cancer in this situation going forward. What is Cancer's advice? What the hell was that? Advice for Cancer going forward in this situation. What is the advice? Advice for Cancer going forward. What is the advice? Tower. Let it burn, baby. Let it burn. Now, that might sound really cavalier or dismissive, and it's not. But literally, you know, Cancer, I'm feeling you, or whoever this is. It could go vice versa. If I didn't say that earlier, you know, hopefully by now you understand. Because you're like, that's not me, it's them. Perfect. Letting it all crumble. And that's what it takes to have an actual true transformation is, that's interesting. I like that visual. Okay. So hopefully I can explain this succinctly. Letting it all go. Letting it all crumble. You know, just like level playing field. Clear out all the garbage and the debris, right? Do it. Now, in tarot, we talk about how the Tower, I didn't even show you, the Tower card can come about suddenly, and it can come about very aggressively, or it feels very abrasive. It feels very forceful, right? That might play for some of you, but consider this, because this is the visual they gave me. And I've talked about this several times when The Tower has come out recently in tarot readings, but consider when you demo a building, when a building is demolished. In the, I assume most of the times throughout human history, this is done. This has been done with the trying to attempt safety. But anyway, what happens is you set charges, and maybe you get a bulldozer or two, or not bulldozer, but a wrecking ball or whatever, and you set about knocking the building down. However, when you demolish a building, it's not done in a day, right? Even though it comes down in a day, you hit the ignition, the explosive go off, and the building crumbles. That happens very quickly. But the cleanup process to get that new, zone completely free, commercial space, residential space, whatever it's going to be, it's not going to happen in a day. It takes weeks or months, or in some cases, depending on how, construction goes and contracts, could take years. So don't expect results after the Tower moment the next day. Don't expect the change and the transformation that you go through to take place overnight. Don't expect the healing and the balance and the perspective that you seek. Possibly the spiritual enlightenment for some of you, waking up to that, or diving deep into it, or, gleaming some type of knowledge from that. Don't expect to absorb the meanings, the messages, the lessons like that. I'm still learning lessons from something that happened to me years ago. One of the Tower moments I went through in my life years ago. Still learning lessons, still gaining perspective, still having aha moments, right? But I can pinpoint it. Oh, that happened on this day that year. And actually, I don't even know the day, but I know the month and the year that it happened, right? And I'm still like, oh, that's what that meant. Or, oh, that's what happened there. Oh, that's where I was. And, hindsight in 2020, I'm just like, damn, Jay, what the hell were you doing? What were you thinking? Et cetera, et cetera. So the Tower moment, I feel, for you, Cancer, is just merely here, or excuse me, is primarily here to get you to accept that whatever needs to leave your life, whether you release it, I advise that you release it, or the universe takes it from you. The universe is known to do that. Did it to me. I was like, oh, I want to keep this. And they're like, pow, here's a Tower moment. And I'm like, I guess I'm letting that go. But I didn't know that at the time. But if you're seeking, or if you're in the middle of a Tower moment now, or you think you just had one and you're like, I don't know what to do, and you're still, restricted, or not restricted, what is this? Holding on, grasping. Let it go. As best as you can. Let it go. Okay? Cancer? I don't know what this is. I don't know the specifics. It feels very significant to you. And remember, 555s. 555. Change. Look that angel number up. Look that up. That's a sync. 555. Change, change, change. Okay? Let's get an oracle message for Cancer, please. Which deck? Oh, that sounded like a heartbeat. Oh, I didn't intend that, but I'm just going back and forth with the decks tapping them. But that sounded like a heartbeat for 2 seconds. That's interesting. Anyway, for Cancer, which deck, please? Okay. Goddess guidance for Cancer. What is the oracle message for Cancer at this time? Oracle message for Cancer at this time. Please show me. Whoa. Oracle message for Cancer. Please show me. Oracle message for Cancer. Please show me. You don't want to show me? Why not? Come on. There we go. We'll take that. And it is Sieg, even though I'm sure that's not how you say it. Sieg, quiet time. Take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. Totally aligns with that temperance energy that we were talking about. And also with the Five of Cups a little bit of, maybe you need a little bit of a woe is me, or a good cry, maybe, to get it out. But this feels like, Cancer, you and your fellow water signs, Pisces and Scorpio, you guys can really get into your emotional depths, like unlike the other signs, and I admire that, because I love emotions. Anyway, and that's what this feels like. It feels like you might have to go to some deep, dark corners of your, inner space, your internal spaces right now. You might have to do some deep diving into your emotional patterns or possibly triggers or whatever. It could be specific to whatever the situation or relationship is, or it could be just in the totality of your life. Maybe there are certain things that if you take the time and really ponder it and analyze it and sit with it, you might have lots of, oh, wow, clarity come to you in these quiet times. If you don't know how to do that, or if you are reluctant to do it, just ask universe. Just ask spirit, your personal Lord and Savior, whatever you believe in or don't believe in. Angels, ask your higher self, ask your ancestral spirit guides, whatever. You can have peace. You can, transcend this moment, this situation, if you ask, or if you dedicate the time and the effort to it. Okay. So let's look in the book and see what the book says, and then we're gonna wrap up. Let's see. How do you say this name? Sig or Siege? Sig or Siege is how you say that. All right. Quiet time. Shh, dearest one. Quiet your mind. Breathe and let go of words, worry, and plans. Go into that space of silence deep within you, that vortex of peace where the world doesn't enter. Now is the time to retreat in silence and spend time alone. I'll lovingly help you rejuvenate and recenter yourself. Don't try to make any decisions now. Just allow your mind to be at rest. You'll know, thank you. You'll know soon enough when it's time to take action. But for now, quiet your mind. Rest. All right, so go on a retreat, listen more and talk less, avoid loud noise and sounds, meditate, surrender mind chatter to heaven, know that you're more sensitive to noise now. Okay, I could see that. And again, I feel that's related to like that go into, your emotional depths. Maybe it doesn't have to be, in that vein. It could just be, take a couple days off. Like I said, go on a retreat, or I guess you can't really go on a retreat because of this pandemic, but it doesn't, whatever suits you is basically how I want to clarify that, because it doesn't have to be, as spiritually inclined. It can just be, turn all devices off for a day or two, no messages, no emails, no nothing, and just you spend time with yourself, read some books, veg out and watch, binge watch a couple of shows, and let your mind, again, quiet your mind is really the goal. So you might need distraction, you might need calming music. And for me, personally, sometimes calming music is actually pretty aggressive music. For me, that can be like really transformative or transmutive energy when I listen to like really aggressive music. But if that doesn't work for you, just, Google for some like peaceful meditation music, whatever works. Okay. Cancer, that is your reading for mid-August. If you liked it, like button is down below. Hit that for me. If you want to leave a message, or leave a comment, let me know how that resonated with you. This message oh God, you know what I'm saying. Please do so down below. You can share the video, and of course, friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. That'd be super cool, super, super awesome of you. Cancer, I will be back soon with your September readings. If you want to check out your playlist or any other playlist, all that stuff is going to be visible on the channel page. And again, if you want a personal reading with me, that information is going to be down in the description box below. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Take care.